Hey, so this is gonna be a commentary on the middle school that me and my friends went to from 2012 to 2015, which is 7th through ninth grade. And as you can see behind me, that is the high school that we went to, and that is the first video of this commentary type of videos, as you could say. And this is how the school looks like, our middle school, which is Granger Junior High School. One thing I'll mention right away is the front does not look like that. Especially that building right there. That is the front offices, but I mean the front offices I didn't really care for, and none of us were really there in that much. So, and everything else pretty much looked kind of normal, except I guess for this building it's missing a classroom, but it's whatever. And this is the cafeteria, which is definitely a little bit bigger than that, but I mean whatever. Most of the rest of the school is pretty much mostly accurate. So, and for me, Granger is pretty like close to me, close to my heart. I live pretty close by it. All of my older siblings went to this school, including me. And these 3 years I came to this school are pretty much some of my favorite years I've ever had. So start over here. This of course in the parking lot, not really anything too crazy. Over here we have the 200 buildings, and I believe there's only one classroom that is filled in here. As you can see, a lot of these classrooms aren't really filled in, and that's because compared to the Sweetwater high school video, where there was a lot more classrooms filled in, for this one, it was not really as much because I was the only one pretty much doing most of this build. I would say 90% of this build was pretty much done by me, and the other 10% was just a friend helping me fill out some stuff, and that was pretty much it. As with Sweetwater, it was pretty much, well, I did a lot of work on it as well, but there were 3 or 4 other friends also doing a lot of work on that as well. And that's why you see more classrooms there. But anyway, for here, this is 7th grade world cultures. I don't remember the teacher's name. I just remember us calling her Miss, not Miss, T-Rex. Yeah, that's pretty much it for this classroom. And the rest of this building, I didn't have any other classrooms in this 200s. So I guess we'll move on. Over here is a 300s, and I had a lot of classes here. First one here, this will be English with Ms. Dolman. I had her for 7th and 8th grade. It was pretty cool class, especially for both years. Especially, I would say probably 8th grade was probably a better year, but 7th grade was pretty cool too, I guess. But I liked it. It was nice. Next classroom, this will be U.S. history for 8th grade with Mr. Sanchez, Mr. Yapper. This motherfucker would not stop talking the entire class whatsoever. So, I mean, if you've ever had him, you know how much he just keeps yapping no matter what, and just would not stop. Like, just shut the fuck up already. But anyway, I love history, so I mean, this class was alright. Next classroom, this will be 9th grade English with Mr. Gavilanes, and this was top tier class. There's a lot of friends in this class that I knew. A lot of funny things. This teacher was uh, out of pocket, but it was a good kind of like things out of pocket, like really funny jokes, doing really funny stuff, and just saying funny things to people and shit. And it was just fun class, and it was good. So pathways between buildings. This will be Mr. Grant's classroom, and I believe he teaches geography and world history. Ninth grade, yes. This was also a pretty fun class for me, as when it comes to social studies type of classes, I really love them. And so, I mean, I don't really have much to say. It was just really good teacher, really cool guy. So, next door here we have Mr. Douglas. This is biology for ninth grade, and he was also really cool, really chill, but really strict when he had to be. But I guess that's what made him a really good teacher. So yeah. Next over here, this is the only sign is because I believe a friend was going to make this classroom, but I guess he kind of forgot or just got too lazy. But not really lot. I didn't have Miss Eiler. Plus, I think Miss Eiler is overrated. If you know, you know. Over here, before we go over here, this is the library. It's a pretty nice library to be fair. Uh, Couch to sit on sometimes. A lot of these tables, a lot of people would hang out here during our nutrition break and lunch times. I know I did quite a few times throughout those few years, and I know if you have come to the library a lot, you'll see a bunch of gummy bears, pencils stuck up on the fucking roof and on the side of this little wall there. It was just nonsense, and I'm not gonna lie, me and my friends kind of stuck up a few pencils up there as well. So, you know, it was cool. And back here was kind of like a room where they would use for like some knowledge bowl stuff, which I was a part of for 7th and 8th grade, or like maybe meetings or just stuff where a lot of people would group up and be in the library, I guess. Yeah, so over here would be the 400s. This didn't have this classroom, I have no idea. This I know for a fact is Miss Graywall, 7th grade science. She was also a really nice teacher, but also strict when she needed to. And what also made her kind of a good teacher for me was she had both of my older brothers. So as soon as she saw my last name, she kind of knew who I was. So that's great, I guess, depending on how my brothers acted. Next one, have no idea. Nothing here. Nothing again. Yeah, so like as you can see, there's a lot of empty classrooms, but it's alright. Then we move to the 500s. I believe none of these classrooms I filled in because I didn't have any classrooms here in the 500s, I think, at all throughout my time in Granger. So yeah, let's just move on here to the next building, which is the 600s, which had quite a few classrooms in. This one would be Mr. Ariano, 8th grade science. He was a pretty chill dude. Sometimes maybe too chill with students, but whatever. It was fun. I had a couple of friends in here in this classroom, so it was nice. But Mr. Ariano's kind of known for playing a lot of mobile games, especially. I don't remember if it was Clash Royale or Clash of Clans. I don't remember which one it was, but played a lot of that. This next classroom is Gupta. Ninth grade. Well, at the time, integrated math. Um, yeah. She was Indian. Really hard to understand. So, I mean, this class was just. I mean, it's a math class with an Indian teacher. You can't really expect much, of course. But it's just a lot of funny shit with a lot of people who just did not give a fuck. So it was fun. That's all I can say about that. Bathrooms. This would be Mr. Valdez, which is algebra for 8th grade. Mr. Valdez was a pretty, I think, one of the best teachers I've had. Definitely one of them. He was really cool. Uh, you know, had a, pretty sure I had an A for both semesters throughout the entire semester. So, um, even though I hate math, that should tell you something about him. Cool ass motherfucker. And this, I believe, is empty. Yes. So that is pretty much the 5 main buildings for this. Here we have the freshman lawn, of course, which the 9th graders would hang out. And this is where we would spend our time pretty much in the freshman lawn. This bench. And there was also like another like kind of bench area, but of course this freshman lawn I couldn't make it bigger. But this is where we would be in this kind of area right here. I come over here to the quad area. Of course, benches, little platform where they would do like outside assemblies or stuff like that. You know, I believe those were the solar panels or covers, of course, for the benches. This is empty, but this is where they would be the after school programs, I believe, like offices and people like that. This now this is something I don't think is at Granger anymore, and this is the game room, and I believe they replaced it with a bunch of computers or something. I I really hope I'm wrong because this game room was the fucking shit. So here's like a bunch of lockers people would just put their stuff in if they didn't want to carry it around. You know, pool tables, some like recliners, old arcade machines. And over here would be like PlayStation, Wii, GameCube, whatever people wanted to plug in, and just some like round table where people would play board games and stuff like that. It was a really fun area, and I have a lot of really fond memories here, seventh, eighth, and ninth grade. So that was really nice. Actually, let's come over here. And over here, you know, lunch areas where you get your lunch and stuff. Over here is these are rooms that people would use if they needed some type of activity done in the classroom, but was mostly done, I would say, during Avid for tutorials. And you know, I would mostly sit around this bar right here, you know, through a whiteboard. Miss Christina, fuck her. Over here is the band room, I believe. Yes, band room. I never took band at all, but I had a couple friends come in here and do the entire band room. Of course, this is a band teacher. I wish I would have put the name in, but they didn't. Anyway, yeah, this is the band place. Here, yep. This is computer lab. Nothing crazy, just a bunch of computers. Go over to these few classrooms over here. I believe this is empty, but I believe this was a teacher named Mr. Vedborg. I know that because I had advisory for him for 8th grade, I believe, until I switched. Crying little bitch, you know, cried a lot. This, I never had this classroom, but a friend of mine did this classroom. Mr. Pineda, that is him. This is the friend. You know, this is the friend right here. I don't know what that's supposed to be. TV, I guess, is in the corner. So yeah. Come over here to the other side. I believe these were bathrooms. I don't know what this classroom is. All I know is that it was used a little bit for oral room. And I wish I know that because I had it a couple of times in 8th grade. Or no, 7th grade, my bad. Or 7th grade because it was another kid's fault, it wasn't mine. Anyway. The next one for me, I had it a lot. Mr. Murphy, he's retired now, the GOAT. Avid teacher. You know, so, you know, of course, I had him for 8th and ninth grade, and also had him advisory of ninth grade. He was a really good teacher, and honestly, if you didn't like him, legit there was something wrong with you. Over here, these buildings, these classes are they're empty. I don't know what the hell they're about. I have no idea. Over here we have the boys locker room. Of course, people, you know, offices for the coaches. Seventh, eighth, seventh and eighth would be here in these locker rooms. This is kind of a storage area. You know, it's empty, but a lot of storages and a lot of shit. This is where the lockers that the ninth graders would use. They come out here. Basketball courts. And I believe, who's this? Miss Brian, Camel Toe. Got some of the PE coaches running up in this bitch. Coach Howard, ninth grade. You know, a lot of, you know, PE. This room over here, a weight room. Of course, not a lot, but it is was a weight room. Come over here. This, the handball courts, which me and my friends used a lot throughout 8th to ninth grade, I would say, especially 8th grade. But it was really fun. Here, I believe this is Miss Abrego. Yes, 7th grade mostly. Football field, of course, and I believe this is gonna be Mr. Valdivia, which is more, you know, Coach Valdivia in 8th grade, whatever. You know, fields. You know, this would be, you know, the soccer field, football field, or whatever, you know, what you wanna call it as. And over here, this is where we would use the baseball field for practices here. I would know that because I was part of the baseball team for Granger for 7th and 8th grade. Some of the best memories I've ever had being in that baseball team. Over here is the girls' locker room. Of course, I was in here about once or twice for 7th and 8th grade doing some like test. Of course, I don't know anything else. and some storage units or stuff like that. And here is where they would be the A's B, of course, selling stuff. A's B, just typical stuff. I don't know what they did, but if you go inside here, the cafeteria is some people to get their lunch as well in the big cafeteria room, whatever. Uh, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's everything. I mean, it's a middle school, nothing too big, nothing too crazy. It's, yeah, this is a house that basically lives right next to the school. I don't know why it's there, but it's there, sure, you know what I mean? I guess. But I guess there's people that still live there. Library, library parking lot. Just came here recently to drop off, uh, ballot for voting and stuff. Yeah. Pretty much it to Granger is not a lot, so trying to get one more view of this quickly before, and I guess that's it, guys. But so if you're seeing this, if you went to Granger, hopefully you thought it was kind of accurate. Because if it not, um, I don't know, fuck you, I guess. I don't give a fuck. But I pretty much did this by myself, so and hopefully I have more projects on the way if I'll be able to do it by myself. But yeah, thanks.